Hey folks, hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm up on the Mohawk Indian reservation in uptown, upstate New York, and I'm with my favorite guide, Will Clute. Now, I know you've seen Will, and Scott and I have teamed up together. We did the Pan American Games together, and we've done a bunch of videos together. Now, you're in one of your old childhood places. Tell me about this spot right here.
Well, this spot, we grew up fishing here. This is a friend of the family. This is their backyard right here. And as kids, we used to come down here, leave all our bikes and all our stuff in the yard. And the man and the woman that they owned the property, they would, they wanted all the kids in the neighborhood to come there. They would come down, give us drinks, cookies, lemonade, talk to them, visit with them. They loved that stuff. It was like having their grandkids here. But we grew up right here in these waters.
Okay.
Fishing here. There used to be an old dam behind us. They took that power dam out and opened it up.
Okay.
But what we used to do is wade in here.
Okay.
In the summertime, we would wade in here and just throw like little map spinners and little grubs and use fly rods and things to catch smallies in these shallows, these little holes in here. Well, catch smallies in there.
That's what I'm going to try right now. I mean, I haven't been really fishing a fly rod much the last couple of days. We've been fishing those Ned rigs, and then we've been going down the river with big spinner baits, and we've been even catching some largemouth, but we haven't really tried a fly rod.
No, not yet.
So I'm
you
going to
told
try.
me you bring a fly rod, so I was like, let's give it a try.
Well, I got this little popper. It's not much of a popper, but it's a little PEX popper.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just make a couple casts with it. The water temperature is about 70 degrees. They might hit it. They might hit a topper
it's
on
about
top.
68, 70 degrees up here in the shallows.
Well, I'm just going to make a couple casts out here and try it. See what happens. I don't know. We'll wait out there too. Oh, he hit it.
He had it.
He had it.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't feel. I tried to set up on him, and I never felt him. I got him, son. I got him. Big old smallmouth. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at this guy. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yes, sir. Oh, son. That's what it's all about. Big old giant smallmouth on a fly rod. Woo! I like this. This is a good deal. Look at the size of this one. Look at that good old smallmouth. Son. Woo! Nice big old smallmouth. He's big. It's a big old smallmouth. Fly rod smallmouth. That's a good one. That's a good one, son. That's a good one. That's a good one. Woo! That's a good fish. This size of him. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Yes, sir. Big old smallmouth. Woo! Now that's a Dave Whitlock fly. Dave was a famous fly fisherman, and he tied me up these little streamer flies, and this is one of them right here. And I got it on a little loop knot. Beautiful, beautiful. Almost a 4-pound smallmouth. Woo, nice. Okay. There we go. There he is. Nice one. Okay, what we have here is kind of a weedless thing. I don't know that I need a weed guard. I might bend that weed guard down, or at least get it out of the way. I've had a couple strikes on that thing, and it was hard setting up on them. I was missing them. So anyway, I'm gonna make another couple casts, see if there's another fish or two out there. Well, Will spotted that fish. That was so cool. He spotted that fish. He just said, "Okay, Roland, keep casting at it." Sure enough, it bit. Now I was just doing little strips like this because it looks. I do a lot of saltwater fly fishing for bonefish and for tarpon and things like that. And one of the things that I always do is keep my rod tip in the water. That's one thing I do. And I do little strips and so then, and I also do what we call a double haul. I pull like this, and then with my left hand, I accelerate the line by pulling down on it in a double haul. Get a nice 50, 60, 70 foot cast. There's one, I got one. I got one, a little one. Not much to him. Not very big. Kind of small. But at least I'm catching something. Little small one. But I was just stripping that fly along. I was just mainly, this is kind of this fly looks, it's a, like I say, a Whitlock streamer, and it doesn't look, it's not much of a deal. Let me just explain a little bit what I like in a fly rod. Now, what I like to do is, this happens to be a Worldwide Sportsman rod. It's an 8-weight rod, but I'm running a 9-weight line. I'll often use the next size larger line because it carries the fly a little better, and it carries a bigger fly. And particularly a popping bug is very air resistant. It's not like a little bitty trout fly, and sometimes you need a heavier line to carry it. So on all my bass rods, I go to the next size heavier line. So that's a 9 foot. It's actually 4-piece. It's kind of cool. It's a good travel rod. It's 4-piece, and it's actually made by Reddington Tackle. And then it's a little reel. Actually, this whole rod and reel is like $100 is all. You know, you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on fly equipment because you can go, like in this case, to Bass Pro Shop and get a nice little $100 to $150 outfit that's that really does the job. Now, I don't use the reel for anything but just to store the line. When I'm fighting a bass, now a big tarpon's a different story, or a big saltwater fish, you need the reel. But for the bass, basically, I'm just fighting them with my hands, with just the line. I don't use the reel. You could use the reel. If the reel's all right, you can use the reel, but I just prefer not to. And another thing is, I like to watch my back cast. When I'm fly fishing, it's just an old adage. Look at back there, okay, it's good. And I want to try to keep the loop kind of small and tight. The tighter the loop, the more distance you get, and the more accurate you are as well. The fly lays out the right way. Now, I'm not really catching a lot of fish right now, so I'm just kind of giving you a little tutorial on how I fly fish. But at least I caught one good one, about 3 or 4 pounds. That was pretty good, and I had another small one, so I don't know if they're going to catch any more bass or not. They're not really biting this little thing very good. I tried a popping bug. The popping bug didn't seem to work. I'm just trying different things. I don't know if we got anything going or not. Okay. Let's just try something right here. We're almost to the head of the pool. And one thing that I'll like to do, and I'll show you on this fly, like to use a loop knot, because what happens, and I'm thinking about saltwater fishing, I'm thinking about all kind of stuff, but by having that little loop on there, see, that's a loop knot, and that loop it lets the fly, in this case, just undulate every which way. It works so much better. You get so many more strikes. That's particularly true when you're talking about saltwater fish. The leader is usually heavy, and so with big saltwater fish, like if you use a big 80-pound leader, the fly is just so stiff that it doesn't have any action. But by putting a loop knot on that same leader, the fly is going to undulate and be pretty attractive. And so I use a loop knot for almost all the flies, particularly underwater flies like this. Okay, I'm just not getting many strikes. Oh well. Making decent casts. I'm throwing to where I want to throw. Making a presentation that I think is acceptable, but there's just no bass here. At least not the bass that are here aren't biting anything. Just a couple. I got one. I got one. I got one. I got one. Okay, what it is, and some of those fish that were just biting a rock bass, and that's what I just caught, a little bitty rock bass. So they weren't all, some of those little strikes that I had were probably rock bass. Anyway, rock bass are kind of cute little fish. They got a big mouth. They're kind of like a bluegill, but they got a real big mouth. Another thing you can do with a rock bass, look at this. It's crazy. You can spin them. You can swim over in the air and you can go whoop like this, and they go in the water. Look at it. They go round and round and round and round and round. They go helicopter down. They helicopter down. But they're all right. They swim away. They're the only fish that I know that gets dizzy. It gets dizzy. Anyway, rock bass. Couple smallmouth. Big old 4-pound smallmouth on that streamer fly. A couple rock bass have probably hit this little fly, this little popping bug. Anyway, getting late in the day and starting to rain. Kind of a tough day. Tough day. But I've had a couple strikes on this popping bug. I had a couple strikes. I had, I think, 4 strikes on the little streamer fly. So I've had a couple bass, and one of them was that beautiful, beautiful 4-pound smallmouth. Well, I guess it's getting late. It's raining right now. Hey, I hope I showed you a few things about, well, the fly rod complement that I use, the way I cast the rod, the way I cast the lure, and a couple of the choices of lures that I had. Anyway, fly rod fishing is a lot of fun. It's a challenge. You don't catch as many fish as you say you do with the Senko, but it's a lot of fun and it's just real rewarding. Hey, so folks, I really enjoy doing this YouTubing. I'm an old school teacher at heart, you know that, and it's just fun passing it on to the younger generation. It's just something I enjoy doing. So hey, if you like this video, hey, just hit that likes button. I want all the likes I can get. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.